This is the 9th episode of Spiceworks Live. Today, a first look at the last beta build, also known as the Final Countdown.
Very talented people out there on YouTube.
Hi, everyone.
We're good.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Elise. I'm in marketing here at Spiceworks. Welcome back to Spiceworks Live. This is the 9th episode. If you've been tuning in every week, you'll know that we've been covering Spiceworks 6, which is the latest product release here at Spiceworks. And today we're going to be covering Beta 4, which is the very last build that's going in today. And will very soon be available to test. We're going to be talking to David Babbitt, who you've probably seen several times before on these live streams. He is the mastermind behind Spiceworks 6, one of. And we'll be talking about what's in this latest build. And after that, we'll be doing a live Q&A with Brandon and Steven, who'll be fielding all of your questions live. So be sure to get your questions in using the social stream. You guys know how it works. Send your questions in. We'll answer them, and we'll give away a free t-shirt to somebody who gets their questions answered live. So, with that said, I think we're ready to go into the interview portion of this broadcast with Jeff and David Babbitt. Hey, guys.
What's up, man? How's it going? Jeff Gretler here, WinSys admin here, Codemaster David Babbitt. There it is. Oh, After I crashed the live stream last week, Chris said I have to do the whole thing this week, so here I am. And besides the heckling of David, had to stop. He's got to keep busy. He's got to work. So this is it, man.
This is it.
The final countdown, like the kazoo told us. This is it.
That's right.
How do you feel here, right here at the finish line?
So 9 live streams, is that right? We've done 4 beta builds, counting today's, and I think 2 alpha builds before that. Is that right, Brandon? That's a long release, and so I don't think anybody intended it to be this long. We started off with the alphas because of the agent. We knew that we needed to get agent in there early, and then somewhere in the beginning of 6, we decided that knowledge base had to be in there, and it needed to be what we call a full loaf. Like we got to have enough in there to where we don't necessarily have to call it a beta, that users aren't going to use it and feel like it's missing a ton of features. And so that sort of stretched out the release. And so here we are. It's beta 4. We've been adding features to the past few betas. This is the last beta build that has new features in it. And so at this point, we've got about 3,000 people in the beta program, if you count up all their builds. All their installs, and so we really want to get this well over 4,000. I'm hoping for 5, and so if you've got multiple computers, install it in multiple locations, something like that. If you've got friends that aren't using Spiceworks, get them to try out just the beta, just so that they can scan their network and get in there, try some of the features. We're really trying to push this thing over 5,000 people. So this is the way that we get all the bugs ironed out before it goes out live to everybody, and it's been a long release, and so we are grateful for all the beta testers that have been in the program so far, and we've gotten lots of good feedback and lots of good bug reports, and so we're looking forward to finishing this thing off. Cool, man. Well, why don't we show them some of the features that are going into this build right here. All right. So some of the new things that we added in this drop. This is the knowledge base that you're looking at, and so the knowledge base, the new thing for this last beta build is the ability to share these articles with your end users. And so this was actually one of the things that we didn't intend on doing in this release at all, and so kind of through the feedback of the beta process and some of the feedback internally with our own IT team, guys like Jeff, we've decided that we had to do something. So we have the beginnings of being able to share articles with your users, and so let me show you what that looks like. So if you haven't seen the knowledge base yet, this is the knowledge base. You land on here, you get these recommended articles just based on kind of the people that you're following in Spiceworks and kind of the things that we know that are on your network and stuff like that. So vendors that represent the products on your network, they can write how-to articles, and they'll show up inside your knowledge base. This is the everyone view. So when you switch over to your view, this is the ones that you're authoring for yourself. You can see I started this one last night. I'm not quite done with it, and so I still have the visibility set to mine. And so when I'm ready to share it with my team or with everybody, I can hit edit and change the visibility right there. So that's been in there. for the past couple of builds. So the new thing is being able to give these articles to your end users. And so imagine a case where even if you're not using necessarily the portal inside of Spiceworks or the help desk inside of Spiceworks, you can still use this feature. Imagine you frequently have, just come up with one, you frequently have users that are opening tickets or emailing you saying, how do I create an Outlook filter or something like that. So I'm going to kind of pretend I'm going to write the whole thing. So creating an Outlook filter, yada yada. And so it would be like open rules and tools menu, and so you can add attachments. If you haven't seen us do the knowledge base demo before, you can add pictures and different things like that, files to your knowledge base. And so let's say that I'm done with this thing. I'm going to go ahead and share it with my teammates, which is everybody inside of my application. So save that. And so now this is available for anybody that's inside the Spiceworks application. So other help desk admins or other admins inside of the Spiceworks application, they can come in here. Any of them can edit it. So you can collaborate that way. And so now let's say that you want to actually share this with a user. And so an easy way to do that, you just hit the share button. It gives you this URL. And so you can copy the URL and see what it looks like. You can email this URL to users if you just communicate with your users through email. You can you put it and paste it into the help desk if you're using the help desk, and so that back and forth communication with the user that way. And what the user sees is when he clicks on it, so I'm going to open an incognito window here so I can log in as a different user and just paste that URL in there. And so what the user sees is the portal with that Outlook how-to in there. And so you can see it's got none of the decorations as far as who wrote it and who last edited it. If you're pulling one in from the community, it doesn't have any of the content. It's the comments down here at the bottom. So it's just the meat of the article. And so you'll notice here that the portal is, it's just labeled your company portal, and it's this sort of flat gray. So if you've never customized the portal, go to /portal in your application, and this is what the editor looks like for the admins. So you can, I'm not going to do the whole thing here, but you can say, you can rename it and change the colors and things like that. And so now when the user's logged in, he sees a different one. So that's one of the features that we added to the knowledge base in this drop. So the other new look that the other big features, well, obviously the UI has changed. So if you didn't watch it last week, you can see all of this new masthead at the top and these menus, that's all new. And one of the other views that changed, let me go to a software page. When you look at software inside of the application, we changed the software view. So you can see right here, we give you this sort of histogram style, all the different versions that are installed on your network, the total number of installs. We automatically take you to either the licenses tab or the installed on tab, rather than anything that's the primary thing that you're interested in. And so we made some changes in there. We're going to add on here, in the coming weeks, we're going to add on here the ratings from other IT pros like you. We'll pull those down from the community and put them inside the UI. So you'll be able to go through software in your inventory and see kind of what the pulse is from the other IT pros and stuff like that. So those are the primary new features in this build. I think that's about
Those are huge though, man, because personally, I'm looking forward to the knowledge base one. Knox here calls it tribal knowledge.
Right.
That this is a way of containing all like how-tos and screenshots that we usually have in 10 different folders, and it's just going to have it all right here to share out, not only with each other, but to send it to users. Because where did we put that? So this is preventing tribal knowledge.
Putting it in one place. That's the goal.
Yeah, I'm psyched for that.
Cool,
so,
very good.
This is going to be awesome. So is there any secret surprises you want to show here?
Secret surprises, and so I was at a Spice World in London 2 weeks ago, and I know I mentioned it last week. And so one of the things I thought was kind of cool was I had this conversation with a bunch of IT pros about virtualization and some of the virtualization features inside of Spiceworks. And so it inspired me. I went back to the hotel room and I wrote a plugin for the portal. And the idea is that if you go into inventory, while I'm setting this up, so one of the problems that we always try to solve with virtualization once you start using virtualization is that you end up with a lot more VMs than you ever anticipated, and we call that virtualization sprawl or virtual machine sprawl. And so you end up in the situation where you created these VMs on behalf of your users, and now you don't even remember why you created them. And all of a sudden they're consuming all your resources, and you need to try and figure out which ones of these can I reclaim. And so I was thinking, well, one of the things, just in the process of having the conversation with users around that, I was thinking one of the things is that you're creating these VMs on behalf of your users. And so what if we started building features inside of the application to kind of also distribute control of those VMs to your users? And so I'm going to go and look at one of my VMs here. And you can see when you can go to any of the VMs inside of inventory, and you can hit edit, and you can assign it to a user. So you can just change the owner, just like you can any device. And so I'm going to say, I'm going to assign it to me, actually a different login of myself, but whatever. So now you've got this VM, and it shows that it's owned by me. And so what I did is just went back to the hotel room, and I wrote this plugin for the portal. And so what you can do is this plugin allows you to control the VMs that are owned by those users. And so now, as the admin, I don't actually have any VMs. You can see it says I have no virtual machines in there. And so, but if I go back to my window where I'm logged in as, actually I'm not even logged in this window. So if I log in as a different user, now you can see, now this user has a virtual machine, and now he can control it, so on, off, right? And so I won't demo necessarily changing the power, but because I have to change the portal settings to require a password in order to lock that down a little bit better. But so I'll release this plugin. So in this case, they would be able to do simple power control of a virtual machine, which doesn't sound all that compelling, but actually if you look at the how-to I was writing, it's about how you can use a feature in vSphere to automatically roll back disks whenever you power off the VM. So you can now have this situation where, like, in the knowledge base, yeah. So you can, so inside the knowledge base, I wrote this how-to, and I can share this with everybody as well. So inside of vSphere, you can make this, you can turn on a functionality where the VM automatically rolls back its disks whenever you power it off. And so if you combine those two features, then the end user would be able to turn off his VM and automatically reset its state. And so if you're giving these VMs to end users for them to be able to test products or whatever, then now you don't even have to like answer that help desk ticket where.
I just think it's awesome that you're at Spice World, they give you a tip, and you're like a beautiful mind. You're like running through the campus, and you throw open the hotel room, and you're fucking writing code there on the window, and just like, well, seriously, it's like, that's what's good about Spice World, though. I mean, you just seriously, you get to interact with everybody here, and it's not like something like you kind of throw it out there and it might happen. Like, you literally did it that day in your hotel room.
Yeah, and so actually a user asked me after watching me demo this the next day after I wrote it, he asked me, could you do the same thing for controlling wake on LAN for computers? And so you can imagine people turn off their desktops when they go home, but then if they need to wake up their computer, they just log into their help desk portal, they see their computer on there, and they say wake it up, and then it turns on their desktop. So I'll do that. I'll do that before the end of the release too. So anyway.
He's actually going to do this right when he's done. He's going to run out that door.
That's right.
He's going to start writing on our big whiteboard now, just like, I got this. Hold on. Cool. So just remember, this is it. The final countdown, like the kazoo told you. Really just test this. I mean, this is where it happens. I mean, if you really want to help engineer this is yours, and he will make it happen.
There you go.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna throw it back to you, Elise.
Cool. Thanks so much, guys. That was really good. Don't forget to send your questions in for Stephen and James and Brandon, and the whole team, and get those in using the social stream underneath the live stream window. We do have one question that I can answer, surprisingly, from Brady SB. How can I be a part of this beta program? So here's what you need to do. If you're in the community, just do a search for 6.0 in the community. You'll end up in the 6.0 in the 6 group. So follow the group, and in the announcements portion of the group, you'll see the build announcement. So as soon as that goes in this afternoon, you'll get instructions on how to download the build and how to start testing. So that's how you do it. And I did just want to sort of echo what the guys were talking about. This is, I mean, I am prone to hyperbole, but this is the best release that Spiceworks has put out ever. It's awesome. It's going to really deliver some really important features and some really cool tools that'll help IT pros everywhere do their job. And the biggest thing for us is that we really need your help to make sure that it does help you the most. So the more people we can get testing it and giving us feedback, the better, and the more confident that we'll feel that we're really delivering something that's going to help you. So it's a huge part, testing is a huge part of the release cycle. We can't thank you enough for downloading the builds and testing them out. And this one, more than all of them before it, is really important because this has the whole package in it, and this is a really good way to get in and just start banging on all the features and making sure that they work for you. So thanks so much for downloading those the builds. Look for it later on today, the beta 4. I did want to announce also that we are going to kick off a new contest. So we're going to be designating an MVP for the Spiceworks 6 beta, and we're going to be giving that person a trip to Spice World in Austin in October. And these guys mentioned Spice World. It's a really cool event. It's where IT pros everywhere come to hang out with each other and to interact with us and with the vendors that they love. And it's a great way to kind of, as David mentioned, sort of interact face-to-face with Spiceworks developers, get training, get access to the entire dev staff who can respond to your questions and also get inspired by you as well, because that's an important part of why we work where we work. So this is going to be a really cool contest. So get involved in the beta, start testing, log your bugs, and at the end of the beta, we're going to be picking one lucky MVP to send to Spice World. So more details on that later in the Spiceworks 6 group, so be sure you're following that. So enough of my long spiel. We can now move over to the actual question and answer session. So I think we've got some really good questions in already for our team here. So we'll go on to Brandon and Stephen. Hey, guys.
Hey, thanks, Elise.
Sure.
Stephen.
Hey everybody, Stephen Chudley here. I'm a developer, been working on the knowledge base real hard for this release, so we're excited to finally have that shipping out the door pretty soon now. So looking forward to your questions.
Guys, I'm Brandon, back again, here to answer questions about the app for the 6.0 release. So it looks like the first question we have here, are there any changes for the agent? So with Beta 4 that's coming out, you'll see it out live a little bit later today. We did change a few things. There's a few bug fixes that we were able to make on the settings page. We also added in the help desk link, and so now you can, when you install the agent, you can customize it and put in your own help desk link inside the tray. Customize the URL. You can use HTTP. You can do HTTPS, and that's available through the Silent installer as well if you want to go ahead and use that.
And that'll take them to the portal?
Yeah. And that will take them to the portal. Okay. It's all customizable now. We had a feature request on that a few betas back, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, we got that in there. Thanks, guys. Cool. Is this the last beta build?
This should be the last beta build, unless we have any showstopper bugs. Yes, this is the last planned beta build. Last new features that are going in will be in this beta today.
You know how long we're going to be before we get our seal?
Probably in the next couple weeks, I would say. It's going to be pretty soon, so should be within the month.
Next question we got here. Looks like it comes from Brian. So if this is going to be the last beta build, what's the status of the iPad Android app? We're still working away on that. We're hoping to have that all stabilized and ready to go within the next few weeks here for RC. So stay tuned for any new information that we'll post out to the community as far as the app's concerned. But feel free to get out there, test away with the app and with the mobile HD on the Android and iPad.
Good deal.
Another one from Toast018. Will there be any improvements for non-AD environments?
Well, we do have the knowledge base going in. That's a big feature for this release. We have the in-map feature that helps scan the network a little bit more deeply and hopefully identify some more of the devices. So basically all the features that are going into this release are not necessarily completely AD focused. So hopefully you're still excited about it even if you don't have Active Directory going.
Another question from Buddy Farr. Will Spiceworks be putting the subcategories plugin into Spiceworks as part of the standard plugins anytime soon?
So I think that's kind of a general feature request question. We definitely look at the feature request list, and that's certainly one of them. But I can't really say like exactly what is going to be coming into the next release because we have a lot of different things that a lot of people want, and there's always, everybody wants their specific feature is very important for them. So we know, we're aware of these requests, and we definitely look at them and try to plan our releases around them as best we can. We try to get the most popular ones in there. So definitely go in the community, vote it up, discuss it with your coworkers and your other IT pros in the community, and just try to make it as popular as possible, and it'll definitely be coming out in a future release.
So there's a bunch of plugins out there in the community that people can get to, right?
Yeah, actually, so there's like the extension center inside the community, and you can actually get to that from within the app. If you go to settings, I believe it's plugins or extensions, you can search through the community for all the ways to basically extend the functionality of Spiceworks, and I believe that's one of the plugins that we have. So it's already available to use. It's just we haven't integrated it fully into the product yet. So.
And Spiceworks users out there, I mean, if you want to try your hand at writing plugins, we've got information out there as well. So next question here. Will the IT service vendors be brought back to the support contacts and monthly services? So this one here, this kind of sounds like it ties into the cloud services area. So if you haven't checked out the new cloud services, you're able to enter the contact information into the different ribbons that we have. So if you have your ISP, any of the domains that you've registered with, or any of your email that's hosted out there for Rackspace, Google, or Office 365, you can enter all that information into that cloud services section in the app. Another question from GCW 2216. Will the search field at the top will the search field at the top of the app page search the knowledge base articles?
I don't believe it does currently. There is the search box when you visit the knowledge base, and I don't think that we actually added knowledge base article results into the general search for the entire app-wide search. However, this is the first release, so obviously we'll keep extending it, and that should be something that we could do pretty easily. So.
Sounds good. Another one here from, let's see, not sure what the name is on this. Larson's last one for the user ID. Looks like Jeff Larson. Is there any change log for all the revisions from beta to beta so testing can be focused?
Yeah, so we do have like the release notes for each beta release. We try to put in the new things that we want users to focus on, getting testing coverage. And so there should be posts within the 6.0 community forum for each beta release should have kind of notes about what the testing plan, the testing guidelines are for that release.
Yeah, and really with this last beta, we made quite a few changes to the UI, and we really want people to go out there and test. Like David said, if we can get 5,000 users out there testing the beta 4, that'd be great. Anything inside the app is fair game. So if you're seeing issues, feel free to report them to us. Question from Marcus Bryan. How about the logic besides and with ticket views?
Right. I think we extended the ticket rules so that they have and or in there. That was one of the features we put in this release. And again, it's just it's another feature request that we have a lot of work to do and a limited team. So we just try to get to as many features as we can in each release. I'm not sure that one made it. So.
Question from Brad C. Will we be able to have internal only, not community published articles in the knowledge base?
Yes, absolutely. So there are basically 3 levels of visibility within the knowledge base articles. You can publish them or you can share them with the entire community, which is sharing with everyone. That will be available within the community if somebody goes into the community and searches for terms that relate to that article. It should come up in their search results. But the next level is my team only, and so those articles are only available to basically the admin within your app that you add, and then you can also share those with your portal users with this coming up beta. And then the lowest level of privacy is just the mine level of privacy, which is basically only accessible to you yourself, and it gives you a way to kind of work on drafts before they're kind of ready to be published to the team, or just something that you want to keep internally for just your own purposes. So yeah, there's 3 different levels of visibility, and think that was the question, right? Did I answer it?
I think that gets it.
Okay.
Next question. David left his computer unlocked sitting next to you. How about sending out an email?
Lunch is
Okay.
on, Dave.
Yeah.
Dear all.
Yeah, we could do that. So we have a question here from Daniel Dietz. Are you implementing HP ILO support in this beta release? That's-
Not in the beta. We're working on it now. But
Okay, so the answer is it's not in the beta. We are working on that support, but it's not in this beta.
So look for that new feature coming out sometime in the near future. All right. BB running. Will we be able to import data into the knowledge base?
So you can attach basically file attachments in the knowledge base. So that would give you a way to attach like a Word document or something, some kind of document that you've had internally, and you can just store that directly into the knowledge base. Or there is not an automated import feature at the moment. I know we've been trying to look at trying to convert some of the current IT articles that are in the user portal over to the knowledge base, but we didn't get that done either. But basically, I think that's the only way currently to import is to actually just add file attachments.
Okay.
if I could add to that, if they have an existing knowledge base that they want to migrate from, they go and open a feature request to say like what that product is and stuff like that, and so other people can vote it up, because we will eventually do some sort of import. We just need to pick a couple of popular products to do it from.
I think that's all the time that we have for the questions here today. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Babbitt, for helping us out there.
Yeah.
And back over to Elise.
Great, thanks guys. Great questions, everyone. Thanks for sending those in. Well, let's go ahead and see who won the t-shirt. Why don't you guys pick?
Looks like the winner here is Daniel Dietz.
Yay! Daniel Dietz, awesome. Go ahead and send me your mailing address and your t-shirt size. You can PM me in the community. I'm Elise S, E-L-I-S-E. Or you can email me, elise@Spiceworks. Let me know how I can find you, who I can send it to, and we'll get you on the list to get this cool t-shirt as soon as they're printed up. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. This has been a really good episode. Don't forget, this is your last chance to test the beta. So this is how you do it. You wait for the beta build to come out, beta 4. That's when you're going to know that all the latest and greatest stuff is in the build and it's ready to test. So search 6.0 in the community if you're not already following the group. That's how you'll find it. Follow the group so you can get notified when anything is put in there, like the build announcement. Look for that, and as soon as that goes up, Nick will tell you how to download the build and get to testing. So do that, and if you still are not convinced, you can check out all of more nitty-gritty on all of the features that are in Spiceworks 6 by looking at all the recordings that are also on the live stream page, so you can kind of see all of the past episodes where we talk about all of the cool stuff that's in the beta. So get involved, get testing. Don't forget about the contest. We'll be sending some lucky Spice Head who contributes to the beta to Spice World. So all the more reason to get in there. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. We'll be covering more about the beta for Spiceworks 6, covering all the bugs, spotlighting some users. It's going to be awesome. So tune in next Wednesday at 11 Central Daylight Time. We'll see you there.